I like my dogs crusty, like a daisy or a dusty. Looking hazy, smelling musty. I like a dog with issues, like a Maltese or a Shih Tzu. Wiping eye gunk on away with the tissue. Snap back laying on the floor, going yap yap when there's someone at the door. Giving mad love, kisses and hugs, pissing on rugs. You can keep your Labradors and your Huskies. I like my dogs crusty.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Friday, March 21st, 2025. This is The Drop. I'm Jay Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tas Melas.
Happy Mulch Madness. This one's for you.
Next to him, it's the bearded one, my top shot hot boy. Go blue, Trey Kerby.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is. Here we are. Hello to everybody on YouTube. Hello to the podcast listeners. On today's pod, we're going to get into the Celtics record-breaking sale, $6.1 billion with a B. Tas has some worst of the week nominees. We got rapid fire fun. But first, I got some good news and bad news when it comes to our No Dunks March Madness bracket. The good news, we're currently tied for second place in our pool.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
We correctly picked 14 of 16 games on day one. We had both big upsets in McNeese and Drake.
Nice.
Our Razorbacks came through for Woo from Deadwood. And our Final Four bound, our championship game bound Texas Tech Red Raiders, they won by 10 last night.
Let's go.
And they set a new school record for most threes attempted in one game with 46. They didn't hit a ton, but they attempted a ton.
Got to get them up.
Got to get them up. Bad news, you see it here if you're on YouTube. We took the 11th seeded VCU to make a Cinderella run to the Elite Eight, and they unfortunately lost there to BYU in a battle of the U's in the opening round. So, Tas, pretty good. A lot of green.
Absolutely.
A lot of teams advancing, but, you get that one that you got going deep like we had with VCU, and it just hurts.
It sure does.
Damn.
Yeah, that VCU matchup, even when we got to the Elite Eight and Trey was evaluating, he said, oh, we got VCU versus Duke. This isn't going to end up well.
Good.
Yeah, bad start. I don't regret picking them over BYU, though.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we had them going too far. But
Too far, sure.
Yeah. But otherwise, hey, look, we'll take 14 to 16.
That's great.
Yeah, and I like that, with all the ways that this gets scored, we're in second place.
We're tied, yeah.
We're also in sixth place, but we're really in 35th place.
Right.
From a correct plus maximum standpoint. But the leaders have 15 out of 16 correct right now, 191 as the max. So we only missed on VCU. That one is killing us. And then Texas A&M and Yale, but we had Yale losing in the next one. What can you do?
Yeah.
VCU just, it was looking bad at the end of the first half. It was tight through 15 minutes, and then they just could not score anymore after that.
Yeah.
The eager demon was out there.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Any other day one tourney takeaways? I don't know how much you watched. Obviously,
watched
your Michigan
some
Wolverines
chunkers.
won
Yeah.
last night. Not the sexiest win, but they got it done.
They got it done. 4 of my guys have played. 4 of my top 10 NBA draft prospects who are around. Trey Johnson played in the first 4 game. They ended up losing, but he had 23 points, hit 4 threes, looked pretty smooth with it. I was the most impressed with him so far of the guys that I mentioned. Agor Damon, not Eager Demon, unfortunately, but Agor Damon, he played really well, 15 points, but he hit 3 threes, which isn't really his strength. Did have 4 turnovers, so I thought he played well, but not in the way I was expecting and not in the way he probably will play in the NBA. Danny Wolf played last night, didn't look great. 9 points, 11 rebounds, and he's got like a face that looks like he is working really hard out there. This dude is like red-nosed, sweaty. He looks a little sloppy. 4 for 11 from the field, 3 turnovers. Like, it looks interesting to see a 7-foot, 250-pound dude handling the ball out there. You're like, you're going to make it to the NBA and stick around for a while because of the ball skills, but also these were smaller players for UC San Diego, and they were giving him trouble getting into his offense. What about when he plays against like a real athlete?
Yeah.
Not a guy with a mustache. McGay was the dude guarding him for a long time, and then Asa Newell, sorry. They lost. Georgia did, and I didn't see a lot of this when he had 20 points, 8 rebounds, but they had like 9 points through the first 15 minutes. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, there was a couple of games where just teams could not score. Like Clemson against McNeese, they were down 31-13 at the half. It's 13 points at the half. It's a 20-minute half. And they did make it close. Like, they got back into it. McNeese did that thing where it's like they're up huge, and you're like, oh, let's just kill clock. Let's just kill clock. And you're like, no, keep playing basketball. That's been really good for you. But, man, that happens to so many teams when you watch these games. Like, no, just keep playing. But, anyway, they won. The Aura guy, our general manager, Amir, he's through. He's doing interviews on SportsCenter. This guy's a goddamn star. That's why we took him.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah. But any other takeaways, Tas?
Yeah, no, I just love Amir Khan. Their student manager being interviewed after the game in the locker room, and how much his team just loves him.
Yeah.
So he's being interviewed. It's a very generic, basic interview, but all of his players are coming in. They're showing the T-shirts. They're giving the entire menu of Buffalo Wild Wings. I mean, basically, he was asked. He was asked about the endorsement they've got. Yep. They're all banking in this NIL money. It's not just Buffalo Wild Wings. It's Tick Pick, Insomnia Cookies, and he's being asked about that. And then somebody comes in and says Caribbean Jerk, Thai Curry, Garlic Parm, Spicy Garlic. Basically, every wing at Buffalo Wild Wings.
That was hilarious.
He breaks down their whole menu. You get mozzarella sticks. I mean, they're just milking it. They're milking it. They know that they're not going to go to the NBA like a 7-foot, 250-pound man. Yeah. A lot of them, and they're just milking every single penny. And it's great how much they love this guy.
Did you see the cheerleader socks too?
Oh, I didn't know.
They had custom-made socks of his face all over them. It's just so funny.
Because they showed those in the locker room as well. I didn't see them on anybody, but I saw them being
cheerleaders were wearing
endorsed. Good stuff.
And we have here a fun second-round matchup between coaches. Because coaches, I always forget, they're the big deal.
They are a big deal
in college basketball. It's all about the coaches. We got Rick Pitino versus John Calipari in the second round in Providence. Yeah, 2-2 against each other in NCAA tournament play. So this one's for the bragging rights, and these guys like to brag. Those two guys. So this is a big game. I'm excited. That's cool. St. John's and our Razorbacks.
Yeah.
Wow, Hogs versus Storm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool. That's, we'll see how we do on day 2 here.
Yeah, let's
action
go.
Gets underway.
I am going to be singing the St. John's theme song, watching them go. Soon may the red storm come to rock the rim and make a run. It's fun. It's a fun song.
It got off to a rough start.
It
was a sluggish start, but then they kicked it up a gear.
That's scary.
That usually happens too. What were you gonna say?
I did see before that game they were playing Omaha, I think, right? And apparently they had a thing going where they would just like destroy a garbage can before every game.
So is it before or after a game?
Okay, maybe it was after because it looked like they were celebrating. At one point they like brought in professional wrestlers.
Yeah, I saw that. That was so weird.
That looked hilarious, man. I was like, I want to be in college again, man. Like, this is what it's all about in college. You're like, oh, we got a weird guy that we like. We're gonna make him our best friend and blow him up and make him $1 million. We are just hanging around all the time. What can we do for fun? Let's beat up a garbage can. That's what it's all about, man.
Professional wrestlers are like, what level are these guys? I didn't see it. It's not. It's not huge.
It wasn't Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins.
They may have been AEW wrestlers.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's big.
I didn't recognize them, but I don't really watch that program.
Same.
So,
but
cool. It was really strange because like. It's their thing, beating up a garbage can, but so they bring in the wrestlers, but everybody else is just standing there like, what are these guys gonna do? They're like doing like leg kicks on it, knocking it around. It's like, okay.
The reporter did it. It's like before the game, he knocked it over and did an elbow drop on it. He's like, I gotta do it.
What?
And all I saw was on the captions, because we were out last night, on the captions it said, not a hair out of place. The guy had the Gordon Hayward going on. He was looking nice.
Well, I guess a question is, what wrestling move would you do to punish a garbage can?
To punish a garbage
can. Like, would you go with the
question.
Macho Man elbow? Would you do a pile driver of some sort? Maybe a frog splash? I don't know. I think that's what I would do.
Frog splash?
Yeah. Like, do a really good Eddie Guerrero type frog splash on it.
It's pretty fun.
I feel like it would maybe flatten it. I would bounce off of it.
I'm doing a senton bomb. Just a flip.
Sick.
I'd do a Jeff bomb. You said the flip.
A Jeff bomb.
That's your finishing move. You go to do a backflip, you just land with your head. Like a head
That's a good place to land on your head. The garbage can rather than a ground.
Yeah, a little bounce a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Talk.
Yeah, okay, let's get into some NBA games. Now, the big takeaway from last night's games was Steph Curry, unfortunately, exiting last night's win over the Raptors because of a pelvic contusion. That's what the team's calling it. He's driving in the paint during the third quarter, goes up in the air, and collides with 2 Raptors while passing the ball to Kuminga in the corner, and he fell hard to the court on his back. You could hear the whack that his tailbone made on that court. He stayed on the floor in pain for several seconds before eventually hobbling down to the tunnel to the team's locker room holding his tailbone. He's been taken for MRIs. We don't know the results of those yet. I guess he wanted to come back in the game. Like, we're not doing that, man. We're not rushing you back here. But a pretty scary fall, and we'll see the severity of this MRI.
I guess that's a good sign if he wanted to come back in the game, because he stayed on the floor for a long period of time and then was hobbling into the locker room. I guess it's a bad sign that they had to go do MRIs. A good sign that it's called a pelvic contusion. Yeah. That it's just a deep tissue bruise, possibly, and hopefully not like what Chet Holmgren suffered earlier this year when he had a pelvic fracture. But this was, Jonathan Mobo sort of coming out of nowhere. I guess Steph saw him because Steph can see everything on the floor. But I don't know.
He tried to go straight up, Mobo. He's much bigger than Kerby, obviously. But he just there was no bracing of himself as he's kicking it to the corner to Kuminga.
Yeah, scary part is Steph was already out last game because of back problems. So hopefully this all just doesn't compile here on an older player. This guy is a guy who lasts every single game, every single season. But I guess that stuff does add up. But he's
37.
He is.
You just don't. He's one of these weird guys you just don't remember or think of as an old guy.
Babyface.
I think it's a part of it, the way he plays. I mean, he's obviously missed an entire season basically before. But he is 37. We'll see how long they keep him out here. Now, they have a 6-game road trip coming up.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult, dare I say. I mean, it's Atlanta, Miami, New Orleans, San Antonio, Memphis, and then Los Angeles. It's a lot of winnable games with or without Curry. And also for all NBA accolades, I think he's got to play 5 more to hit that, if he cares at all about trying to make an all-NBA team. But TK, any super concern here? I mean, obviously the Warriors just pulled out the victory too against the Raps. Nice play by Jimmy Butler, huge block at the end, and Draymond Green made a nice defensive play. But what do you think?
Well, I mean, we'll see how long Steph is out. It's probably going to be a pain tolerance thing, right? Like, that looked like it hurt a ton. And he was trying to tough it out. Who knows? Does it hurt more today? Does it feel better today? We'll see. We'll get a report, but like you're saying, they're going on a road trip. The competition is easy enough. These are some games that they can win if they play as well as they did last night. Jimmy was awesome. The team was really connected. 30 assists on 38 makes. Quentin Post went insane from 3. Draymond Green went insane from 3. He took 14 of them. That's a wild number.
It's his career high, I
Made
think.
5. Yeah, he's actually been playing really well offensively since Jimmy came as well. The ball is moving. So I think they can win some of these games. Hawks are a beatable team for this edition of the Warriors. Heat, Pelicans, Spurs. I think those all are 4 games they can win. Do they win all of them? I don't know. They're not back-to-backs, any of them. That's advantageous as well. Grizzlies and Lakers might be a little bit tougher when they start ending things up, but who knows? Maybe Curry is back by then. They're just going to have to play as a team and do it by committee, which is how they did it last night. And if they're able to shoot threes the way they did against the Raptors, they should be able to survive this, I think. But it's still going to be tough. Clippers are playing well. It's only a 1.5 gap between 6 and 7 right now, so poorly timed for sure.
Yeah, it helps the Warriors that the Timberwolves went on that 2-game losing streak. It was that Obi Toppin monstrous back-to-back threes that hurt them against the Pacers, but then they beat themselves against the Pelicans, so that hurts them. Yeah. Because the Wolves could be holding this 6th seed a lot more closely now. They are, one of those 2 teams, as you mentioned, Trey, that are a 1.5 back, along with the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers playing well, but the Warriors can hold them off. It's just hey, can Steph keep doing it? It was something that Steve Kerr was already talking about. We got to make sure this guy's healthy.
Yeah.
Prior to landing on his tailbone like that. That was a harsh fall. And Jimmy is a concern as well as far as the age goes and being able to do it consistently back-to-back. But he is obviously playing extremely well. The Raptors taking it in the paint against an undersized Warriors team, that I think is the biggest problem with them. 58-30, the Raptors won inside the paint. They also shot 56%. They shot freaking great.
The Raptors tried to win this game, too, last night. Yeah. They played their star guys down the stretch. They didn't sit them like normal.
But they kept on giving the ball away, and the Warriors are so good at playing those passing lanes. So there's 23 turnovers. I watched them again. I bet to me it was like half stinky, half great defense, half just giving the ball away. But you saw Scotty Barnes go up and take Jimmy Butler into the paint over and over, 11 of 16, so they looked good. That's probably the last time we could say the Raptors looked good. They did look good in this loss, I got to say. That being said, the Warriors should be able to deal with this.
Yeah, I think he gets a couple days off here. We obviously see what the MRI says. Hopefully nothing serious. You give him some rest. They have 15 games left. Like I said, he does need to play 5 more if he wants to hit 65 games. So maybe he comes back at some point on this road trip. Maybe he doesn't come back at all until the road trip ends. He had a tailbone injury in March of 2021, and he missed 5 games back then. So maybe that's something that's similar happens here. Last night's games, only 4 NBA games on. Mathurin scored 28, led the Pacers to another wild win. They got the victory in overtime over the Nets. LaMelo Ball scored 25. Hornets beat the Knicks 115-98. Coby White, 35 points. They were awesome in the second half. The Bulls beat the Kings 128-116, and then Giannis and the Bucks pulled away from the shorthanded Lakers. I mean, nobody playing for the Lakers except Bronny James.
Double digits. What do you get, 17?
That's right. You got 17.
Season high, man.
And minutes and points and all that stuff. But the Bucks won handedly 118-89. Any takeaways from those 4 games?
Mathurin is saving the day for the Pacers right now. He did it against Dallas and then last night as well. Down 5 with 44 seconds left. Hits a little floater after a drive, which was nice. The Pacers get a stop, and then he draws a 3-point foul on, I think it was Keon Johnson. Made all 3 free throws. Clutch free throw shooter, 28 points for Mathurin. 16 rebounds for this guy.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. I had 11 points in the fourth quarter, 6 points in overtime. Miles Turner I thought was awesome defensively as well. He had 5 blocks, had a massive one in overtime. And the only other thing I would say about this game, I think Zaire Williams has had a pretty solid season for the Brooklyn Nets. He's a rotation guy now. 22 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 5 threes. Memphis basically gave up on him over the summer, and he's had a better year for Brooklyn. Career high in scoring, rebounding, 3-point percentage. He's going to be a restricted free agent. He's not going to get a huge deal, but I think it would be a question of, is he going to stick around the NBA coming into this season? And he's solidified himself as like a guy who can stick around for at least the rebuilding Nets.
Yeah, he is in my fantasy rotation too. Just insert, plug and play. He is a good player. In that game, though, Benedict Mathurin, he's really, really grown. As a guy who wasn't in the postseason last year because he was injured for the Indiana Pacers, he said 28 and 16, that career high for boards, coming off a 23-point game where he had 16 in the fourth quarter, 22 the game before that. So he is streaking. What can he do in the playoffs for the Indiana Pacers, who have a hope of finishing third in the Eastern Conference? I would say after they win and the Knicks lose to the Charlotte Hornets by 17 points, they're struggling a little bit without Jalen Brunson. They lost to the Spurs and Hornets in consecutive games. Now the Pacers, it's going to be tough for them to catch them for third. It's 3 games plus a tiebreaker that belongs to the New York Knicks. I will say, though, if they get there without Jalen Brunson not being around for probably a couple more weeks, at least.
They're saying they're hopeful he can return for a few games in the regular season before the postseason. That's the latest. They're
3-4 since he went down. They've all been on the road as far as the losses go. So that's a problem. That being said, if the Knicks do fall down, you're probably playing a good Milwaukee Bucks team. I think that's a tough matchup for them. And then I started looking at the Indiana Pacers being able to get to the 3 seed and them going up potentially a second-round series against the Boston Celtics, who they got swept by last year, but I think they're way better. I think that's a tougher matchup for the Boston Celtics in the second round. Those were 3 close games that they got swept by, so that's fun. So are these Pacers. I mean, as we went through
they just
the last
pulling
game,
out insane
That's
victories.
crazy, yeah.
March 11th was the football play, the Halliburton 3. 17th was 2 Obi Toppin threes of his life. I mean, the banker and then the corner. Then the Siakam steal and setup of Nembhard. I call him Nembhard, just like the referee did. Nembhard, that 3 on the 19th. And then yesterday, on the 20th, Benedict Mathurin, 3 free throws to send it to overtime. They're streaking, man. And 3 straight wins without Halliburton, which is nice for them. Yeah, it is interesting. Standings are still very, very interesting.
I wonder how a Knicks-Bucks series would go, because neither of them can beat good teams. And they've both been pretty poor, I think, since the All-Star break. The Knicks are 3-7 in their last 10. Tas mentioned they've lost to the Spurs and Hornets. They just don't have a good offense right now. I mean, honestly, both sides of the ball were a problem against Charlotte, but this is the 9th time this season the Hornets have held an opponent under 100 points. First time they've done it in a month. We just watched them play the Hawks, and the Hawks took batting practice threes the entire game. They took easy layups the entire game, and the Knicks aren't getting anything easy right now. In 15 games since the All-Star break, they're 28th in offense. Now, Brunson's only played 8 of those games, but you're seeing how much he matters to this team because they don't have anything they can fall back on and rely on. Like, we've seen good Mikal Bridges games where he's going crazy crazy in the mid-range, but that wasn't happening last night. Karl Anthony Towns, he had a good scoring night, but like every shot he took was contested and tough.
Yeah.
Mark Williams, good defense, but this is a Hornets team that doesn't defend at all, and they locked the Knicks down. So I don't know. I think they have had a disappointing second half of the season. I'm kind of the same with the Bucks. They were great after the trade deadline, a little boost of athleticism, but if these two teams go against each other, like, I don't know which way it would go because neither of them are that consistent right now.
Yeah, the scary part for the Knicks is, sure, Brunson may come back right at the end of the regular season, but what kind of flow is he going to be in for a first-round series against Giannis and Dame, who want to avenge their loss last year in the playoffs in the first round to the Indiana Pacers without Giannis, with a bum Damian Lillard in that one as well. So that's going to be very different. And the Kuzma experiment is improving. He didn't shoot double-digit threes last night, which is a bonus for them. Just 4 threes, and he shot 75% from 2. It looked good.
I mean, they're playing nobody, but yeah.
They're playing Bronny.
They're the business.
They're playing
That's
Bronny.
all you could say.
You see the Bronny pass to Markieff Morris. That was nice. It was like an end-to-end pass.
It made the top 5 plays of the night.
It was solid.
I mean, we didn't have a lot of plays to pick from last night. I think it got the Bronny boost, no doubt, to put it in there. But it was fine. It was a good pass.
Yeah.
It was looking like Dad, no doubt.
5 assists.
Good kick ahead.
That's
yeah,
nice.
He played well. He played well in obviously a complete blowout, but he did get some action there. I wanted to show Coby White some love, who scored 35. I was thinking, man, this guy's on a heater right now. This guy's he must be putting up like 22, 23 a game here in March. No, it's way better than that. He's on fire in March, 10 games. He's averaging 28.4 points per game with a true shooting percentage of nearly 61%. His usage percentage is through the roof. It's at nearly 30%. Chipping in 5 boards, 4 assists. Like, he has been amazing. I know he's had like really good stretches earlier in the season as well. Then he had sort of a cool February and is on fire here in March. I don't know if it's a Mickey Mouse March for Coby White.
I would like to see him pull his hair into 2 buns on the top of his head, because it is a little bit. You go back and look at the stats from last year, it's like, okay, he made his most improved run when the season was over, but he was awesome last night.
That's true.
35, 31 came in the second half.
Yeah.
He made 2 threes in the second half. Everything else was drives.
Yeah.
Guy looked like Isaiah Pacheco out there.
Oh, my God.
Smallest dude on the court, running people over. He had 3 and 1s in the second half. 11 for 12 at the free throw line, and he outscored Levine and DeRozan combined in the fourth quarter. Pretty great.
I mean, a classic Kings loss, too, after a really good Kings win.
Yep.
I mean, it's just unbelievable, this team. But, yeah, he is on fire. Yeah, whether it's Mickey Mouse March or it's just Coby White season, baby.
It's Coby White season.
It's Coby White season.
He's your Eastern Conference Jalen Green.
And he just won Eastern Conference Player of the Week.
Yeah.
Like, that
He had his career
too.
high not too long ago as well. He's been cooking.
And the Bulls are winning a decent amount of games here for them.
Yeah, when Giddey doesn't play there, they can win.
Yeah. Well. So are they going to trade Coby White so they can pay Josh Giddey as their point guard of the future?
Oh, they're gonna give this guy Giddey a lot of money. Hey, send him to restricted free agency. Let's see what everybody else in the league thinks he is.
That's a good idea. All right, let's get to the Celtics sale here. According to reports, a group led by Bill Chisholm, who is the managing director and co-founder of a California-based private equity firm, has agreed to purchase the Boston Celtics for a valuation of $6.1 billion. That price would surpass the $6.05 billion price a group led by Josh Harris paid for the NFL's Washington Commanders in 2023 as the most paid for a franchise in North American sports history, and it easily surpasses the record number for a control stake of an NBA team, which was 2 years ago when Matt Ishbia bought the Suns for $4 billion. I should add that Matt Ishbia purchase that included the WNBA team and included the arena. This one does not. There's no arena involved in the Celtics sale. That is for the team, $6.1 billion. But this has a lot of people talking about who this guy is, who this team is, and the Wick Grousbeck moving off of it, and his role though still with the team. It's there's a lot to unpack here. What were your initial takeaways?
Well, my initial takeaway is we're reading the sort of worries that maybe this guy isn't going to be willing to pay the highest paid team in the history of the NBA in terms of payroll. Which I said, well, if you're willing to pay that much for a team and you have these roots in Boston as the lead owner there that you mentioned, Chisholm.
Yeah, he grew up a Celtics fan in Massachusetts. Yeah.
You don't buy a team for the most money ever and say, oh, we got to reduce the payroll on this team. I find that hard to believe. I find that worry to me, you just bought a team that won the championship. I think you roll with it. If you just paid
what if you
$6
don't win
billion.
the championship this year, though?
Yeah, that's a slight worry. I think the worries are Drew Holiday has dropped off a little bit this year, and he's still paid for 3 more years. That's a long time. Kristaps has been hurt a lot over the last 12 months, and his contract, I guess, if I'm worrying about him, is only through next season. So there's that. And repeating is hard. I think that's the biggest worry, is winning again. But they're still going forward with the Jays. They're still going to have a winning type of team, just like they have the entire time with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So they're still making conference finals, even if they don't, hoist Larry O'Brien. I don't know. I'm just not that concerned for them looking at the possible payroll and it costing around $400 million because of taxes and the repeat tax. So that's the worry out there. But this guy loves them. This Chisholm loves the Celtics, I guess.
Bill Chisholm.
Bill Chisholm.
What'd you think about all this, TK?
He's going to have to prove to me that he wants to pay these guys when it comes down to it, because this is an expensive team. They're getting more and more expensive, and it's like, Sam Hauser, you're gone. But you can be replaced, I think. But like a guy on that kind of a contract who is making $10 million a year, but it costs you $80 million a year to keep him around.
Yeah.
Not long for this team.
Yeah.
Baylor Shireman, come on up, is kind of the thing. Like, Horford is a question mark. Derek White is a question mark. Eventually, if they don't get to the top of the mountain once again, do they start looking at Jaylen Brown as the next guy to go out? You just got to prove that you're going to pay for it, because when you look at all of the new owners have come in, it was like the Mavericks owner traded Luka Doncic because they were afraid to pay him. The Timberwolves traded Karl Anthony Towns because they didn't want to pay him. The Suns just want to pay everybody. So you don't know what's going to happen when a new owner comes in.
Yeah.
And I just wonder how much of this is similar to, it's different scenarios, but like when Bob Myers left the Warriors, he basically left because he didn't want to say, we're not paying you, Klay Thompson.
Right.
Is that the same thing that's happening with the Celtics ownership right now, saying we've reached the pinnacle here, we've got an awesome team, and somebody's going to have to tear them down eventually? Do you want to be the team to break the group that breaks them up? Probably not.
Yeah, what's interesting about that, though, is Wyc Grousbeck, who is the governor of the team and has been for, 23 years now. By all accounts, he's going to remain on as the CEO and as the governor for the next 3 seasons. And that's fascinating, because is that, guaranteed in the contract, or is this another Mark Cuban sort of scenario where we were told time and time again, oh, Mark Cuban's still in control. Mark Cuban has sold the team, but he's still calling the shots. He's still in control. And then suddenly he was not, and you never heard from him until they made the Luka deal. And then he suddenly's like, it wasn't me.
Yep.
So it's like, what one is it here? What's actually in the contract? I think that's fascinating. And I guess his father, who's the real owner of the Celtics, let's be honest, Irv Grousbeck. Got a good old rich name, Irv Grousbeck. He's 90. Wyc Grousbeck didn't want to sell his obviously family share, or really, but his dad does, because he wants to I'm dying here soon, and it's a lot easier to divide my money and in my estate than in an ownership of a team. This is seriously why he wanted to sell it. So it's fascinating. I know Simmons and Chris Mannix had a good podcast on it. Those guys they really know the Celtics and maybe the rich guy lifestyle in Bill's case. And
he seemed shocked that he didn't know this rich guy.
Yeah, he did.
He's I know all the other rich guys.
Yeah, he was. Where's this guy come from? And this team. And, some people are uh-oh, private equity group.
20% of the team. Private equity does not care about the Celtics. They care about making money.
Yeah.
And I think that's a worry for sure.
Yep, for sure. And then this sale could have an impact on the potential timeline for NBA expansion. This is the other takeaway from this, because for months, sources have said that the process for that expansion wouldn't move forward until there was clarity on this Boston situation, where they wanted that sale price, and they wanted it big, and they got it big at $6.1 billion. So now that almost sets some sort of marker here for a potential new team in Las Vegas, potential new team in Seattle. And by the way, when that happens and all those billions are paid for those teams or for those new teams, that's all split then to all the other owners in the league. Mm-hmm. And they're just given a nice fat check of what will it be? It'll be each guy will get 300, 400 million or something like that. So they're going to be pretty happy about it. You don't have to share that, by the way. That's not BRI. That's to the owners because another franchise coming in. So there's this part of the equation as well.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether Chisholm is more of a Matt Ishbia or more of the Patrick Dumont and the Adelson family that took over the Dallas Mavericks. That's the question. Mm-hmm. That's the one.
Yeah, we should have bought the Warriors way back when, man.
We should have bought the Celtics in 2002 if we could have for $360 million.
We didn't know
Not a
each other,
bad
you know.
turnaround. Not a bad turnaround there from the Grousbeck family. My God, won 2 titles, I guess, over that span too. Yeah,
It's fun. It's fun looking back. Yeah, the .com bubble, the Dallas Mavericks when Mark Cuban bought them. Pennies in comparison to right now. I mean, it's like a bajillion times that he sold them for. Yeah, always fun to look back.
Let's get to worst of the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst of the week.
First nominee, it's Thaddeus Young. You remember Thaddeus Young, NBA vet? Well, he joined Zach Randolph and Tony Allen on their podcast, and he basically told them why he wasn't in love with playing in Toronto, why it was difficult for him. You'll hear, when you hear this clip, all of them. It's Thaddeus Young first, then Zach Randolph will jump in. I'll give you a little play-by-play as we go along. Thaddeus Young talks first, and then Tony Allen is a hilarious guy, all right? That's my my pre-ramble. Here it is.
I ain't gonna lie. Being in Toronto is kind of tough. Yeah, it's tough.
I told your ass.
It's tough. It's tough to.
Family can't come there. None
It's
of
cool
that.
to
Zach
visit.
Randolph.
Be there for like 4 or 5 days. That's cool, but to live there, yeah, it's tough.
It's tough.
It was tough. It was tough on my family. Like you can see my son behind you.
If you like
shaking his head. Kid was ready to come home, man.
He like, you
Kid
gotta
was
go
ready
through
to come
customs
home.
all the time, man.
There's Tony Allen.
Almost like you at a disadvantage. Like we have to go through the airport every single time. Like you gotta go through the airport. Is the customs part of it? Like you mean to tell me I just paid for the package and I gotta pay you more money to get my package from you?
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's another country.
Customs?
Just
Then
send it
get
through the
stuck
mail.
at the border?
Just lie what's in the
Come on,
package.
man. I got stuck at the border for 3-4 hours.
Man, every time I come with the team, I come to Toronto with the team. They pulling me and TA to the back every time. They ain't want to let us through that motherfucker. They had 100 questions for us.
There's Zach
Hey,
Randolph.
hey, man you, hold on, man.
1
year they told me don't even come, bro. Like,
Look, man, you,
it's cold as hell while they read your name. You and that motherfucker shaking like, God damn, man, I ain't found my shit yet.
Now, I promise you, I listen, Toronto, I like kicking at your nightclub. I couldn't see myself playing that, man. Listen, they gunpoint.
yeah,
Listen,
I was
it's
there
over
for
with.
2 years. That was tough. I ain't gonna lie. And I had resigned back there.
Yeah, they paid you.
Yeah, that was tough. My kids was hurt. Oh, my wife was like, look, she said that you come back here. She said you might come back by yourself. We gonna stay at the crib. She's like, we gonna stay at the house.
Here's this part here.
She told me that about Minnesota too, though.
Very funny. Thaddeus Young explaining why Toronto was tough for him. The Out the Mud podcast sounds like a good time. The Tony Allen impression of
I didn't even know this was a podcast.
you find out that NBA players have podcasts all the time. That Tony Allen impression of somebody who works at the airport being cold.
That's awesome.
They do have heaters in Toronto. They have central heating in the airport, but that was very, very funny. Yeah, Thad, the complaint, he talked about his wife not wanting to go back, also not wanting to go to Minnesota, I guess because the crib is in Philadelphia or something. I don't know, wherever it is.
He's a Southern guy, right?
Yeah,
He played at
He
Georgia
played
Tech.
at Tech.
Yeah.
I think he was born in Louisiana, but yeah.
Anyway, she wanted to be there. It wasn't that. I mean, Toronto, I guess, going through the airport was a bit of a pain. Sure.
Every time.
Every time.
This is nothing new. We've heard so many guys make that complaint that
Yeah.
play for the Raptors that it's like it sucks.
Yeah, we have.
It's a late flight. You got to go through customs every time when you come back. That would suck. It would.
I hate filling out that form.
Now it's all an app, so it doesn't matter. But
It's got much quicker.
yeah, and I mean, I think I would personally suck it up if I was getting paid $14 million a year. I think I'd be okay with it, especially flying private back too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he did resign, like you said.
Yeah, you hated it so much you stayed.
I didn't hate it. $14 million.
Yeah.
It also sounds like he's a good family man.
Yeah.
His wife and kids were not on board.
no,
Sure.
And that's a major strike against the city right there.
And they also weren't in board for Minnesota. They
Yeah,
wanted
exactly,
to be wherever
yeah.
they're from. And it's cold in the north. There's no point. Minnesota,
Yes.
even more north than Toronto. So he didn't like the airplanes and going through customs. Okay, fair. The customs paperwork that you got to fill out, he could have got around that. He was complaining about not the customs paperwork specifically for getting
into
the country. It was just for getting packages.
That's what he was talking about. I was a little confused by that.
I guess one time he had a package come along with him on the airplane, and they went through the customs bill when he got off it and looked at the package and said, you got to pay again, instead of just shipping it to the house. Which you would have got around things. You can claim it to be a freaking, I don't know, a monstrous toothbrush or something. It's a $5 fee. Like, it's why I said toothbrush is a weird one. But like
that's just my huge toothbrush.
I think we're gonna check that immediately.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Keep them clean.
It sounds actually expensive. A big toothbrush. Maybe a box of towels. How about that? Or something stupid. You can just claim it and say
Something
it ain't
simple.
worth that much.
Yeah.
And you can get it. Okay, so there's that complaint, really. That's the biggest complaint.
That's the biggest complaint. I will say, it sounds like streaming has been good for the Toronto sports scene. No complaints about the weird cable like Chris Bosh was making back in the day.
I think Lou Williams complained about that too.
Yeah, you got all the channels now.
Yeah. I remember him saying something about, we don't get all the channels down up here. Yeah.
And there's good shows out there. Lou Williams on FanDuel. He's doing that.
Yeah, he is.
This one, Out the Mud.
It's a great name for these guys.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It is a really good name for those
I
two.
thought all the good podcast names were gone, but they come up with one. Good stuff.
Second nominee, it's the Timberwolves broadcasts, because they got NBA Centel'd.
Oh, no.
Yeah, they spread some information that they read on the internet about JB Bickerstaff when he had that tirade post-game. Here it is.
Before that, they had a victory over Detroit, and you saw the JB Bickerstaff post-game presser.
That was epic. Epic.
Fined $100,000 by the NBA today.
I'm sure he's not paying that.
Yeah, he's not paying it because it didn't happen. NBA Centel'd sent out the tweet. JB Bickerstaff fined $100,000 for the post-game tirade. He didn't get fined a thing. We all wondered, would he get fined?
Yeah. He didn't get fined at all, though.
No. Yeah, and the great Michael Grady and Jim Peterson, they got Centel'd. It happens to the best of us, man.
It unfortunately does.
It unfortunately does. What's weird is that the NBA, I guess, requested them to take down NBA Centel'd from Twitter, and they did for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
It was gone. Now it's back.
Yeah, didn't they? They wanted them. Did they want them to put something in their bio about it being basically a parody account?
Oh, did they?
I think that was a part of it. I think, yeah.
That was definitely what the rumor was at the time. But then NBA Centel came back and it just was like giving out gambling lines. And like, not even, these aren't even jokes.
I know.
Right? This is just a straight up lie about a fact.
It's just. Yeah, it's just weird.
Like if they're like, oh, they fined JB Bickerstaff $100,000 for sweating on the court.
Yeah,
and
right.
somebody slipped. That's parody. They just made up something. And, it looks legit because they've also got their web of fake sources as well, right? Like
Chris Behane.
Yeah, Sharm Sharanga. Like they just changed the name barely. It can be frustrating for sure.
And then we're not helped out that there's an account, NBA Central.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is not is telling real news, is just sharing.
The real aggregators.
Yeah. So it makes it even more confusing because you see both of them. Is it Central? Is it Centel? It's, oh my God. Just don't trust anything on X, I guess, at this point.
It is a little surprising that he didn't get fined, that JB Bickerstaff didn't get something.
A little bit, yeah.
But at the same time, he's a good coach
he
who wants his team to fight, really.
Did he call an official out by name, though?
Physically fight.
Yeah.
He mentioned one official's first name.
Okay.
I think it was Mark. He didn't say his last name. He said, I'm pretty sure it was Mark, and I'm not gonna say his last name. I'm not gonna say anything else. I'm just gonna say his name once in that game, which was a fun game. It was a blast against OKC. Final nominee, well, it's me. Speaking of that OKC Detroit game on Monday's show, Monday, March 17th, I mentioned that one of the Pistons broadcasters, Greg Kelser, when he saw Isaiah Joe hit a three, he said, quote, ooh, Isaiah and Joe would salute that.
Okay.
Now I'm worst of the week. I'm worst of the week because I mentioned it on Monday's show, and I said, what is that? Why would he say Isaiah Joe would salute that? I think it was Trey who said, well, maybe it's just the two names, or maybe it was you, Skeets. His name is Isaiah Joe. Maybe it's just saluting both names. But I should have put two and two together. Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumars. the Pistons legends. That's what he was saying. All right, that's on me. That's on me. That's all I'm here to say.
I'll take a little too, man. None of us got it.
None of us.
Until you just said it again right here, and you like paused. You said Isaiah and Joe. I'm like, oh yeah, of course, Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars. All right.
So yeah, to make up for that, let's go through Joe Dumars' career at McNeese State.
I was gonna say you went to McNeese.
Yeah.
I found that out last night.
Yeah.
I was like, oh damn.
Great career.
Yeah.
Definitely the best player that's ever played at McNeese State.
I would Hall of Famer. I would assume so.
Yeah.
Outside of
Good for
Amir
him.
Khan, of course.
Yeah. Great career.
Amir is the second most famous basketball associated person from McNeese ever, I would have to say.
I totally
think it has to be.
Yeah.
I agree. That's it.
Okay.
I wanted to throw a third in there as well. Otherwise, the Miami Heat, they stink. That's terrible. But, there's some concerns about players not playing in March. Gosh, you're right. But the NBA just got an 11-year deal. Everyone's being paid. Everything's okay. Although it would be nice to see everybody play a little more often. So thank you for the worst of the week suggestions out there, including those. Yeah.
I'll take a tiny worst of the week too. I guess it was Josh Hart tied the Knicks record for triple doubles in a season with Walt Frazier. I said it was right. I was like, wow, back in the late 60s, Walt Frazier did that. Now Josh Hart has tied him for a franchise record. I said, man, that's surprising. I wonder how many. I thought Anthony Mason would have had a pretty good year or two. Obviously played for the Knicks. Mm-hmm. Somebody came at me. He didn't have a single triple-double with the Knicks. Like, damn. I went and checked. He didn't. He had a couple with the Hornets a couple of years. I think the highest he got was 4 triple-doubles one season. I mean, they weren't as common back then, but he had 3 one season. He had 4 one season. So, hey, look, okay, I thought it was with the Knicks. I thought he at least had 1 or 2 triple-doubles with the Knicks. But
everybody coming clean right now.
Yeah, man.
I mentioned earlier it's supposed to be pronounced Yakachonis, not Jackachonis. So we've all had our poor moments this week.
Hey, how do you say Wick? Do you say Grousbeck or do you say Grossbeck? I think it is Grossbeck, but it sure looks like
I heard Grousbeck today.
Or that.
I don't know.
There's a third option.
I don't know. Wick? I just say Wick.
And what about the other guy that we didn't even mention? No, Steve.
Oh.
Steve
Pagliuca.
Yeah, is there a G in it though?
I don't know. They were calling him Pags.
Yeah, they call him Pags. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
But Pagliuca, yeah. I don't know. It's a tough Italian name. What do you got?
Yeah, he's a chairperson of Bain Capital.
Well,
what a name.
We forgot to mention him because he
Romney.
was pissed.
Yeah.
He wanted to buy the Celtics. And maybe him and Wick sort of button heads a little bit.
Wick versus
he had a
Pags.
statement. Did you read his statement?
I did not.
Steve dropped a statement right away when it got sold to Bill Chisholm. Yeah,
he's
couple shots at them.
He's like, I don't have private equity money in my bid.
Yeah. No debt here.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll see how that plays out. Okay.
Yes, indeed.
All right, worst of the week. Who's the winner? You tell us here in the chat or in the comments or tweet at us at No Dunks Inc. Pick them tonight. Tas, where are we going? There's obviously March Madness. The women's bracket starts tonight, but we do have a lot of basketball on this weekend too in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. We're going to LA for the Clippers hosting the Memphis Grizzlies. I thought this was an interesting game. The line, it's juicy. It's a little big. Considering the Clippers are hosting a good Memphis Grizzlies team at 6.5 points that they have to win by 7 or more is probably because Ja Morant is not playing in this game, unfortunately. So Trey is the one taking Memphis to lose by 6 or less, while the 3 of us are taking the Clippers. I thought this was a good game.
It's impossible to pick a pick'em game where all superstars are playing. Like, look at last night. I mean, I took the Lakers thinking, well, not knowing that basically their entire roster was not going to play, so that sucked. But yeah, so no Ja Morant, but you could keep it close. Here the Grizzlies are struggling a little bit. They're reeling.
Lost 2 in a row.
Yeah.
They need a little bounce back game here.
No
Ja hurts. No Ja hurts for sure.
Yeah.
Bouncing back like Ash needs as well. Ash struggling here at 4-10 could be the first loss for him this season. First entire pick-em month loss for him.
He hasn't picked a game correct all week, I don't think.
Oh.
He's on a real slide right now. So he needs the Clips to win by 7, and I would be happy with that. So with Tas, that's who we're backing. All right, it is the drop. So before we go, let's have some rapid fire fun. Our guy JD's got the questions this week. We got the answers.
Yes, I have the questions. Oh, the lower third's still up. God damn, rough day over here. Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, Dante DiVincenzo, a.k.a. the Nova Knicks, reunited this month for a March Madness commercial. Guys, Who else would you like to see reunited? Skeets.
I'm sticking in the basketball world. Give me Tobias Harris and Boban Marjanovic. Get those bros back together. Either on a team or just more commercials, which we've seen them do as well. Just two hilarious guys that really like each other. And I like their friendship. And Boban, not in the league anymore. Sort of interesting.
Yeah, but I thought we would see him pop up doing a joke or something. He seems like a guy who would have a strong internet presence after leaving the NBA.
It's been quiet.
It's hard for a guy like that to disappear, but he did it.
He somehow did it.
How do you do it?
But get Toby and Bobby back together.
Toby and Bobby.
Good one.
Yep.
He's Boban's playing in China. Is that a thing?
That sounds right. Yeah. Yeah, he's not in the league. I know
Maybe
that.
he doesn't have good internet access there.
Or they're blocking him.
Yeah, can't do it.
All of his great tweets they're taking down.
Playing for the Zhenjiang Lions, I guess.
Okay.
That's what it says.
I assume he's putting up 45 and 30s every night.
Okay, my weird reunion would be my high school class. I know this is getting extremely personal here, but I want a high school class reunion where I don't have to attend. I want to be in virtually. I don't really want to go, but I do want to laugh at some people, enjoy some other people. We're doing everything virtually. Please give me a cam, thrown on one of the old backboards so I could see. We're in the gym here, I imagine. Sorry, I'm envisioning where we're going.
Everybody goes to a joke.
They're like, he does basketball for a living. He's being zoomed in on the backboard.
A little on the nose.
Yeah, no one would know. I don't want to be on camera.
So you're camera off.
Yeah.
You just want to keep.
Just want to walk.
Everybody else. No, it's not just for me. It's for everybody else who doesn't want to attend. And
That would be everybody.
Come on.
You'd be looking at an empty gym.
There are people who've got nothing to do. They would embrace this.
Do you guys have legit reunions?
We do. Yeah.
We don't.
You don't go.
Nah. Who wants
You've
to
never
go to
gone?
that?
No.
I want them to reunite, and I can watch them.
And you want to see everybody. Find out what everybody's doing. You just.
It's a real weirdo situation, but I'm giving you the honest truth.
Who would you love to see reunited? Tess's answer is my high school class, but not me there.
Yeah.
The teachers can all come back. That'd be cool to see them again.
But for them not to see you.
Yeah, you're right. JD, you're right. We're getting probably at the most a 20%
Right.
rate.
Wow.
That's high. It sounds.
I mean, I can confidently say that of anybody in your high school, you should be going to the reunion because you're the one that you got your shit together.
You got out of the SOG, man.
You're out of the SOG, man. You're on national television for 6 years in the U.S. You got all your hair. You look great, man.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's great hair.
You know what happened to our high school?
family.
Our high school shut down. Our high school doesn't exist anymore. So
Same with
it's
me.
not gonna happen. Oh yeah.
Same with me.
Wow.
Unfortunate.
What? Gone.
Not
Well, they
not
shut
enough kids.
Well, we had 3 high schools in a pretty 25,000 population. That seems to be a lot to me. But anyway, they merged
Yeah.
2 of them, and then there's another one, Catholic school. Yeah.
Right.
But it's gone. You're right. Well, I guess hold on. It's not gone. It's been turned into a middle school.
Oh.
So it's not a high school anymore.
So there's students.
I believe there's still students. Yeah.
All right, Trey, who would you like to see reunited?
Michael Cera and Jonah Hill,
Oh yeah.
stars of Superbad. All-time great movie. You don't see much of these guys either anymore. I think Michael Cera is in a movie. He's in the new Wes Anderson movie.
Ooh, that's fun.
He seems like the perfect kind of guy to be in a Wes Anderson movie.
He's never been in one, I don't think, has he?
Unless he has a bit part in one I'm not remembering,
Yeah.
but seems like the perfect kind
I'll
of
say.
quirky dude to be in one of those. And Jonah Hill, I know he's taken some shots over the years. People didn't like the way he treated his partner for a while, so I don't know if that's why he's keeping a low profile, but I don't want them to remake Superbad, but I would like to see them in a movie again together.
Yeah.
We can even bring McLovin. I'm sure he's free.
Wow.
How old's that movie now?
15 years, something like that, at least. I don't
At
know.
least 15.
2007.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it's coming up on 20 years.
Wow.
Crazy. All right.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, do you think they do a reunion?
Emma Stone invited.
Yeah.
Wow, she really blew up since then.
She really has.
Quite a glow up.
Really has. Okay, guys. Speaking of movies, on Tuesday's show, we were talking about movies that we've purchased that are just sitting in our libraries, gathering dust. What's the weirdest piece of media you own? Because, Skeets, I know you've never bought a movie.
That's right. I have never purchased a movie to own on any streaming platform ever.
That is a flex.
What a flex.
That's a flex.
Put that on a resume. The first thing I would say at a reunion, how many movies did you buy on a streaming platform?
Show me your receipts.
Me, 0. But after I said that, and I said it off the air, I said, oh, I did buy one thing, like on iTunes or whatever, that Apple store or whatever, like way back in the day. I bought an entire season of Survivor through the iTunes.
Also very on the nose for you.
Yes. It was before we moved even down here to Atlanta. And I was like ripping through some seasons that I had never watched, and I needed, like, it was tough to find them back in, like, this is over 13 years or whatever, over 10 years ago. And so I think I bought Token Jeans, so I think I have that on an old computer.
It's Rob and Fishback on that.
It's Fishback and
Fishback.
Tyson.
Oh, Tyson.
Yeah.
Right.
So I believe I have that.
Classic.
Probably in the cloud, I guess, too.
Yeah, nice.
You can always
in the cloud,
and it was well worth it.
Yeah. How much was
it? It's a good season.
It was probably $20, I bet.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
But you got the whole season.
Yeah,
worth it.
I watched it all on a treadmill, I remember.
Yeah, I remember seeing you in the Turner gym.
That's right.
Watching
it online. Yep.
How can you concentrate? That's my question. Tassie.
My answer is I bought a record recently.
Vinyl.
Wow.
Record.
I don't have a record player though.
Oh,
that's the thing. But I had to buy the record for my man John Legend. It's a 20-year anniversary of his first album coming up. It's got 3 LPs. I got nowhere to play it.
Oh, man.
It'll happen though. It'll happen.
Take it over to Trey's.
Yeah.
Listening party.
Let's do it.
That's what LP stands for.
Literally never been played, I guess. Right? Like.
No. They're new vinyl releases.
No,
condition.
Yeah. I know. So you have a piece of media that's never been.
It has never been.
Played.
No. I'm
you gonna frame it? Put it up on your wall?
That's a great question. Yeah.
Some people do that.
Some people do. There's multiple vinyls in there though. Or you're saying the actual cover? Yeah. I kind of want to see the disc.
Take it out. People do that too.
Put it up too.
Want to rub your fingers over the grooves. John's laid down.
I know people are throwing it.
Give me the green light.
I'm searching the streets right now. If you see a record player thrown on somebody's curb, let me know. I'll pick it up.
Go to a garage sale. You get one easy.
Yeah.
You got to fix the needle probably. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
but it'd be a lot cheaper.
that'd be stupid.
Expensive.
How much was this LP?
$60 or something.
They're so expensive.
Wow.
Man.
$60.
Records are expensive now.
Wow.
Yeah.
But man, they're great.
Are they?
It's awesome to have. No, it's awesome. It's awesome when you aren't moving places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought most of my records like in the 2004 era when it was like $4 for a used record.
Yeah.
That's the move.
Yeah, and now it's like $60 to get a new one. It's crazy.
That's insane. Okay, Trey, what's the weirdest piece of media you own?
I do have Survivor Season 1 on DVD.
Whoa!
Back in my mom's house in the closet somewhere, and I think I have a PlayStation Survivor game as well. But my answer right now is like I've got a CD holder in my car filled with all of my CDs from college, and I've been listening to CDs again.
Wow.
And a lot of them are burned.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's on them.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
Like
and they all have, for whatever reason, when we were in college, we named all of our mix CDs like either Totally Brutal Volume X through X or after a San Francisco 49ers quarterback. So there's like Jim Druckenmiller, Elvis Gerbach, and you have no idea what's going to be on there.
That's really random.
And then the other thing is like a 20-year-old burned CD. How many songs are going to work on it?
Yeah.
You're like listening to the first 8, you're like, nice, I did like this way back when, and then the next one, yeah, not ideal. But CDs, man, it's cool to have.
Yeah, it is cool.
Not as cool as vinyl, I would assume. But you can play a CD in your car. You can't do that.
You can, exactly, yeah. I have a 6-disc CD changer.
Wow. Look at you.
No big
Things
deal.
are good in the Kerby house.
In my car.
Holy.
2012. So it's right in the era
must have
of,
just
it's
caught
got
it.
Bluetooth and CD player.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
Damn.
Best of both worlds.
Cutting edge. Okay, last one. Our old friend and colleague, Jackie Redmond, has taken up pickleball, guys.
Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah.
She good?
Yeah. I've examined the tape, and I'm happy to report she's very good.
Okay.
At least she seems to know what she's doing. Anyways, it was a very, very short clip. But this got me thinking we gotta get a media tournament happening. Guys, who are you picking to be your pickleball partner?
Just in all media?
In all media.
Okay.
All media.
Well, I mean, if it's all media, I will take Tyson Apostle
Yeah.
from the Pod Has Spoken podcast on The Ringer, another Survivor podcast.
Yeah.
This guy legit. I think I learned a pickleball through him. He's been in the pickleball game for years.
Forever, yeah.
And he looks like he's really good.
He's a sicko.
It looks cool. I think we might pair well. He's like tall and lengthy.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
You guys
he's
would be
got the
great.
reach. I'll
Yeah.
maybe break some speed. But if I can't pick him, one other person I would consider is Rachel Doyle from the Is This Good
Oh,
pod.
fuck. That's a fucking
Because she's a
great pick.
killer, and I've played with her, played
Yeah.
against her.
She is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
I'll go with one of those two.
Tassie.
I'm not really well versed in the pickleball world. I would like somebody who can do a live play-by-play as we play. Like somebody who's good enough at that, who can see every single corner. Because sometimes my problem with pickleball is I don't know if a ball's in or out. I mean, I can't see the opposite, the kitty corner.
Sure.
Is it in or out? So I want somebody who can just call everything.
Line up.
What's that?
I know. You want like an official.
Yeah.
A lines person.
Yeah.
Are there lines people in these like official pickleball games?
Usually not.
They call their own.
They call their own, but they will do a video replay.
Oh,
In this
video
tournament,
replay?
we are
Wow.
having lines people and video replays because it's ridiculous.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Make it official.
Maybe Ben Johns is cheating all the time.
It could be.
Who's out?
Could be.
Anyways, I should have said who my partner would be. It would be Nate Duncan. My basketball compatriot here. He would be good at calling play-by-plays.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got a great voice.
Yeah, he does.
It'd be fun. He just likes telling you like it is. And so I want to know exactly. First of all the frickin' rules. Sometimes I do forget. I got to be playing up here. Yeah, I forgot about that. I think he would say that. Whoa, rare situation here for Melas not playing up. You know, something like that.
So while you're playing with him as your partner, he's critiquing you in real time.
Critiquing.
Basically.
I mean, he'd be calling what he sees,
Right,
JD. That's the way I would
right.
put it.
Tas Melas standing in LaRue spot again.
He'd be quite
Exactly.
the presence at the net. He'd be like, I mean, he's
big
sort of
guy,
like
big
Trey.
guy.
Monster,
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
monster.
He's a big guy.
Danny LaRue would be, working the books for you guys.
I wonder if those guys play pickleball.
God, I'd love to see it.
Exactly. That's why this has to
I just
happen.
picture Nate Duncan yelling at Danny LaRue now the whole time. Danny, you're in the wrong spot. Oh man.
Grab a milk, Danny.
The amount of money I would pay to watch JD and Tas play Nate Duncan and Danny LaRue at pickleball.
Let's
All-Star
do it.
Weekend event. That's
gotta
what they
do
should put on Friday night.
That's what I've been saying it for years. All right, Trey, who would be your pickleball partner?
I actually heard Nate started a pickleball podcast.
Oh god, here we go.
Ding dong. Too easy. Too easy. JD, are you up for grabs in this tournament?
Of course.
I'm taking JD.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got Rachel's.
Yeah. See you in the finals. Mind games.
All right, that's rapid fire. Not so rapid, but hopefully helped make a classic. You tell us. We were talking NCAA. We're talking NBA. We're talking ownership. We're talking worst of the week. We did it all here on this Drop podcast. And if you want to see more of that, come join us live in Atlanta next week, Thursday night. Tickets are on sale. You can hit that link in the show notes. Come on out on March 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern at the Seven Stages Theater in Little 5 Points here in Atlanta for the No Dunks Live podcast pizza party with Tabasco brand. We are going to have pizza. People have been asking, are you legit going to have pizza? Yes. Are you going to have Tabasco? Absolutely.
All real things.
You're going to take some home with you. So come on out.
Yeah, because it can't stay here any longer.
Yeah. No,
We got a lot.
We have a lot of boxes of Tabasco up in this joint right now. So come on out, get yourself a slice, get yourself some Tabasco, and come watch us do a live podcast. It'll be a lot of fun. So that's next week.
I did eat Tabasco sauce on pizza last night. Wanted to give it a test run.
And
I'm feeling confident about Tabasco's chances here.
Oh,
Going forward.
Yeah. We're gonna have like
Just
a little
saying,
March
just saying.
Madness bracket fun at the live show. Like, okay. Good.
I had other hot sauces open, and I opened a new Tabasco.
Wow.
Company man.
Which one did you go with?
I went with the OG. Red.
Smart.
Just straight red.
Smart.
They mailed us 4 sauces this week. I've already used 2 of them.
Look at you. Good,
I'll try and get the other 2 in this weekend.
All right.
I don't want to lie to the people.
That's good.
I do like the smoky one. I haven't had the jalapeno in quite some time.
Jeez. Look at this free advertisement.
Okay, you're gonna put the picante sauce on your tacos, people. You're gonna put the hot sauce, the red one, on your pizza.
Yeah.
I would recommend the chipotle one on your chipotle burritos. I don't know if they developed them in tandem, but they're made to go together. The green one, I'm still experimenting. Come on Thursday and I'll tell you what to put the green one on.
Tell me which one I should use for eggs.
Oh, okay. I would say go with the smoky one. You're gonna want to taste that
I think so,
smokiness.
too.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
All right.
Sounds
That's
good.
what I know what I'm doing this week. All right. Until Monday, when we're back with NBA weekend winners and losers, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, Tabasco's good on pizza. I had the smoky on a beef taco, straight on the beef.
Oh, yeah.
It works well. The smokiness on it. That's right. I'm sure it'll be good on eggs.
And pizza.
It is tasty.
Embrace the weekend, people.